Hi, I'm Todd Nelson. I'm a naturopath who's been seeing many thousands of people for the last 34 years in Colorado. And on a daily basis, I see people with gut problems. Maybe that's why you're watching this video. Maybe you're experiencing some sort of gut discomfort with gas, bloating, maybe cramping, maybe diarrhea or constipation, or maybe something more serious like inflammatory bowel disease like colitis or Crohn's disease. And maybe you've been trying the conventional route, you've gone to your doctor, you've tried different medications and different tests. Maybe you're just not getting the breakthrough you need. And that's like a lot of my clients that I see on a daily basis. They try these different things and sometimes they hit a wall and they get really, really frustrated. And that's what prompts them to seek natural alternatives. And they start this process. Sometimes they'll come to me and get professional guidance. Other times they'll just start on their own and say, okay, what can I do to change my diet, find out about, get on Google, read some articles, maybe pick up some books about diet and nutrition, maybe go to the health food store, maybe even talk to friends that have had similar problems and start trying these different things with yourself, trying different supplements. And sometimes that works, sometimes it's very effective. Other times it's frustrating, overwhelming, and you may just not be getting the breakthrough that you really want or a real sustainable outcome with a more functional gut. So as a naturopath practicing functional medicine, I'm really interested in what the heck is the underlying cause of your particular condition and how do we uproot that and then design a program to really start regaining function over time. Now, you can have all sorts of different gut problems, and there's many different causes. So I want to explore that with you a little bit today, where we look at, there's more causes than you might think, and sometimes it's pretty complex to kind of be an investigator and dig deep into what's actually going on for you. So maybe you've already tried to say, okay, I've got gas, I've got bloating. Maybe you've been diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome, or maybe you just have constipation or diarrhea, or maybe you're fluctuating back and forth between those two. In any case, you're getting some sort of daily or frequent occurrence of symptoms. Maybe you have more serious problems, like I mentioned before, like colitis or Crohn's disease, which are complex and challenging. Well, the first and foremost thing to do is to find out what is underlying that problem and try to shift some habits and choices to regain function. Now, maybe you've already started to attempt to change your diet and nutrition and you're saying, okay, what kind of foods might be upsetting my gut? Maybe I've got some food sensitivities. Maybe you've tried taking out some foods and seeing what your gut does. Maybe you have try to eat cleaner, more organic. Maybe you're shopping more at the health food store. Those are all great steps. Hopefully they're helping you. But many of the people that I see on a daily basis have already tried some of those things and they're still not breaking through with their gut. Now, diet and nutrition, of course, is critical. But underlying some of these problems could be some infections in your gut that are low grade. And most common labs don't test for low-grade infections. They're more interested in, hey, did you pick up some Giardia drinking stream water in the mountains? Or something that's really acute and really disease-causing. So usually you need a specialty lab or a functional medicine lab to pick up these low-grade infections that can be disrupting the gut bacteria and adding to your general toxic load in the gut. This also causes a situation or a syndrome that's called dysbiosis. And dysbiosis just means a disordered gut ecology. Too many bad guys, not enough good guys. You start getting this sort of fermentive and putrefying environment, and that's when you start feeling like gurgling, bloating, gas, all these things you shouldn't be feeling with digestion. As a matter of fact, digestion isn't something you should be feeling whatsoever. So when you're actually feeling these things going on, it may be a condition called dysbiosis, and these sophisticated functional medicine stool tests can reveal that. Now, you may also, once you have these infections and some dysbiosis and you're getting more toxic load, you can create something called leaky gut syndrome. Maybe you've heard of this, where the gut gets too permeable and large undigested molecules are translating or being absorbed through the gut lining. That can trigger some spasming in the gut or inflammation, or it could just give you some discomfort. It can also circulate and affect your entire health. So there's sophisticated tests for finding out if you have leaky gut syndrome, particularly a blood test that's very accurate. Now, what most people don't think about is genetics might even play into what you're experiencing with your gut. And now there are some sophisticated ways to measure different genetics and seeing if you have some unique variants in your genes that play into how you metabolize, how you detoxify, and how you digest. So it's pretty simple to find that out. It's just a matter of doing a cheek swab and doing the measurements. Now, when you take into this, all of these things into consideration, you're starting to look at what is the cause for you. And everybody's story, everybody's picture is a little bit different. Now, with dietary supplements, again, you may be picking and choosing on your own. There's many thousands of supplements out there that make different claims about helping you restore gut health. And the fact is, not one size fits all. As a matter of fact, I have people bringing in literally shopping bags full of pills that they're trying, and they're frustrated because they've spent a lot of time, a lot of money, and they're not getting the breakthroughs that they want. Why? Well, the supplements are not really targeted to their particular condition, and a lot of times they don't have the scientific research, they don't have the quality control, and they're really not targeted for uprooting the underlying cause and changing around the functional environment of the gut. Now, in functional medicine, we have access to professional grade supplements that are highly studied. Sometimes they have good clinical trials. They're very safe, very quality controlled, and they're much more targeted to get outcomes. So when you're facing all these things and you personally are trying to figure out the cause of your particular gut problems, it can be really overwhelming and really frustrating, and I hear that all the time. So, really, what is the answer? How do you put all this together? Well, the answer is both complex and simple at the same time. The simple version is that you need a very personalized plan, and you probably need some expert coaching on how to put that together. The complexity is finding out all these different things and what tests are right for you so we can look at what is underlying cause and then begin to design a very personalized plan and watch how things progress over time and be really, really monitored. So I'd like to invite you to consider having a free consultation with me for 15 minutes where I carefully listen to your situation, what's underlying for you, and then start helping you decipher what kind of test do you really need. Do you need that stool test to reveal underlying infections or dysbiosis or other metabolic problems or digestive issues like low enzymes? That's one possibility. Another one is blood testing for food sensitivities. There's only a handful of labs throughout the country that are very accurate in showing what kind of foods are you personally reactive to. Now that could be, there's the common ones like gluten and dairy and soy and corn and those kinds of things. But some people react to really strange things, common foods like you would think that are healthy for you, but they may not be healthy for you personally, like celery or flax seeds or chicken or coconut for that matter. I see people react to. So thankfully we're living in a time where we can get good, accurate information on that now. And when you're having bloating and gas as a dominant symptom, some patients of mine really have like a bowling ball belly at the end of the day, and it's very uncomfortable. This can be a condition called SIBO, or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And there's a simple breath test that you do at home where you challenge your gut with a certain drink, And then we watch and see if you're creating too much hydrogen and methane gas. And that can be part of this condition called SIBO. And then, of course, takes a certain kind of intervention to change it, overcome it, and uproot the cause. And then lastly, you might need to find out if you have a leaky gut. And you can do that through a simple blood test. It's very inexpensive, very accurate. We find out if you have that. If you do, then we do some things to repair that gut lining over time. And then we retest and find out if things are shifting around for you. So if you would like to do that, if you'd like to have a free consultation with me for 15 minutes, you can do that by entering your phone number and your name and your email address right below this video, and my staff will get a hold of you, set that appointment time up. That could be via phone, Skype, or you can come into the office and meet me. So I look forward to talking to you about your specific issues, seeing how we can address them very soon. In the meantime, please stay as healthy as you can be.